Hey, Juventini, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alberto, and I've got all the news to July 14th surrounding Juventus, all right? And meetings, meetings, meetings. That's right. So we've got a ton of meetings, a couple that should be happening today that could potentially decide on some youngsters' futures. We're going to get into that. And then the big dog when it comes to Juventus news, getting all our hopes up on the center back situation. And we're definitely going to tackle that and much more right now. Let's get into it. All right, Juventini, friendly reminder, like the video, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for all your ongoing support as we continue to grow this AJC army. So please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Now, let's get to it, Juventini, okay? Let's get to the news. So meetings, meetings, meetings. Don't be surprised if there are more meetings taking place for Morata back to Juventus. That's right. So the news breaks today that there is potentially another round of discussions that could take place between Atletico and Juventus for Morata's return to Juve. We know how Allegri feels about Morata and that he wants to see him back with the club. We wait to see if there can be a deal struck there, but apparently don't be surprised if talks pick up again on that front. Now, other meetings, Cambiaso. It's being reported that Cambiaso's future could be decided today and he could be going out on loan. There's also the rumor that the team that's looking to pick him up, which is, of course, Bologna looking to get a purchase option included in this loan deal. So the thing with Cambiaso for me is that I find bizarre, and this is just my 2 cents, is why make this decision so early on into the training sessions? See what he can bring, see if he can offer something, especially on a left side that was atrocious for Juventus last season. I know where we stand and where Juve's position is with Alexandro and not being able to get rid of him as there are no teams interested. He doesn't want to leave because he wants to make that money that he's entitled to. And we are potentially going to be buying out Aaron Ramsey, so we can't buy two players out, and that leaves Sandro in. However, when it comes down to performances and what he brings on the pitch, he is lacking. And I would even be more confident going with Cambiaso and Pellegrini next season and leaving Sandro out completely. That's how I feel. That's my 2 cents on it. I just see a player in Alexandro that's being dusted last season by inferior opponents. You can even say the year prior to that. And last year, especially, I saw crucial mistakes at critical moments, and that just can't happen, and we have to work away from it. At least if those mistakes are going to happen, let it happen with some younger players that have that room for growth that can learn from it. That's how I feel. But again, Juventini, I laid out for you to play it out. How do you feel about this Cambiaso situation? Are we jumping the gun on getting this straight to a loan? Let's wait and see. Can't wait to hear from all of you in the comment section. Now let's get to another youngster. That's Ranocchia. He's got a meeting set this afternoon, and his future can be decided in a loan. And to be honest, everyone was expecting Ranocchia to head out in a loan. His name has been linked in some purchase rumors for some swaps to bring down some prices, but it's apparent that he could be heading out on loan, and it might even be decided this afternoon. All right, now let's get to Artur. Artur being reported to miss the U.S. summer tour with Juventus. He will not be on that tour. He's got a foot injury and having foot problems that kicked up yesterday in training sessions. Okay, so Artur, he will be out for the U.S. Summer Tour. Not only that, as far as his future goes, it remains the same. He wants out of Juventus. Juventus wants to move him. However, it's not so simple. It's very difficult to work a sale based on what he stands the club financially and finding a number that they would be happy with. A loan is really the only option, or a swap. However, all the teams so far that Juventus has tried to swap with him, it has fell through, and there's not that concrete interest from those other clubs. All right, the only one that was probably closest was Arsenal, but even that now has become very, very quiet. But again, there is a month and a half left of this Mercado, so anything could change at any given moment. But the latest on our tour, he will not be part of the summer tour. Now, let's get to Romeo Gresti. Romeo Gresti, the big dog when it comes to events news, getting Juventini's hopes up in the center back situation by saying keep eyes on Bremer. That's right. This morning, Romeo Gresti said keep eyes on Bremer. Bremer still has that deal with Inter and Marotta. However, Inter have absolutely nothing with Cairo from Torino, and he reiterates that Juventus could step in and make a push for that. That's great. My feelings are the same, though. You are still trying to get, so even if Juventus throws their name into this mix and finds something with Torino, you still need now to convince that player and get that player's will, which Inter has. And we know as of late how strong that player's will is when we look at Chiesa, Locatelli, Vlahovic. you know how strong that player's will can be. Is it enough for Juventus to step in? Is it going to be enough? I'm still not so sure that Bremer will break his word to Marotta and Inter and come to Juventus simply for us entering in the mix and finding a deal with Torino. So big question marks there. Not only that, the biggest question mark is De Ligt, and will he be sold? There is still a chance that De Ligt does not get sold and he remains with Juventus. There is still that possibility because there is going to be a meeting today, apparently, Romeo Gresti said, between Pimenta, which is now De Ligt's agent since the passing of Mino Raiola, and Juventus. However, Juventus has nothing left to say. If an offer comes in that's between 80 and 90 million euros, Juventus could take it and sell De Ligt. If it's short, then there's no point in even talking. Definitely no point in Salihamidzic flying back over to Juventus to offer 60 or 70. It ain't going to happen. So there's nothing left to say. So these meetings are quite redundant, all right? But we wait to see. There is a possibility De Ligt remains, okay? Pau Torres name's heating up and everything. It remains the same on that front. Has to be a De Ligt move. They have to find an agreement with Villarreal. They're not going to spend 60 million euros on the release clause, is what's being reported by Juventus. They will not spend 60 million euros on his release clause. So we wait to see. And it's also being reported that Pau Torres likes the Premier League. So you have to take everything this time of year with a grain of salt. But that's all the latest news. Now I'm going to get to a couple little outlying things. Zaniolo, again, Roma playing exhibition. Zaniolo not even dressed. And not only that, sitting on his own at the very end of the byline, not even with his teammates. Okay, so to me, that's all the signs of a player that is taking his initiative to push for the move that he wants, and that'll be the move to Juventus. Hopefully, this opens up Roma's eyes and gets that price down. Zaniolo's doing everything on his part, okay, but Juventus might have to step up and just pay that price because they're putting this kid in a very tough spot by having to do things like this. And maybe this helps get Roma just saying, you know what, he's done with us. We have to do something, and maybe they'll bring that price down. But if they don't, Juve just might have to step up and help this kid out and just get this deal done, even if it's 10 mil loan with 40 million obligation, because you're putting him in a tough spot. And now all of a sudden his rep and all this is going to be in question and whatnot. But he is doing what he has a right to do, and that's pushing for his will. Some will say it's unprofessional and whatnot, but he wants out, and he's doing everything he can in his power to make that move happen. But for me, if you're Juventus and you want this kid, you've got 2 free signatures that you just picked up in Di Maria and Pogba. You haven't touched your transfer budget, which is somewhere around 70 to 80 million euros. This is a 10 million loan. You have to deal with the 40 next season. Just get it done. Stop doing that to this guy and just bring him over if you want to get this deal done, okay? That's my 2 cents on it. Again, I lay it out for all you to play it out. Drop your thoughts on the comment section, but just get it done if you're going to get it done, okay? And this brings up the last point I want to touch on, which is this kind of concern. A lot of Juventini are concerned about the center back situation, but I'm not as concerned with that as I am the whole general mercado right now. And I'll tell you why. Because in the center back situation, we can get coverage. If De Ligt is sold, we will have a nice influx of cash that we can work with. And I feel confident enough that we'll get decent coverage. Okay, we may not get the top guys that we want, but we'll be covered enough. And that one doesn't worry me as much as the rest of this mercado in general, because we have gone completely quiet again on outgoings. And honestly, nothing else may be happening, not enough as we may need to change this team up strong enough if there's not outgoing moves, okay? And that has come completely dry as of right now. We need to pick things up in outgoings or some might not happen. In terms of midfield, Pogba might be it. Isn't enough? That's a question mark. But is there going to be other moves? Not unless players move, and that does not include Aaron Ramsey simply being bought out. We have to make some outgoing deals, and right now that's completely dry, and that's what's concerning me. That's what's concerning me about the Zaniolo move. That's what was concerning me about Kostic, which is still shocking to me that we didn't finalize that deal and just get that done on its own standalone piece of business. So this is starting to creep up into my mind, Juventini. I'm starting to get nervous about these outgoings, and we need to clean up the roster and make some moves to strengthen it truly. So we will wait and see. But that is all the news to July 14th. I hope you enjoyed the video. I very much look forward to hearing from each and every one of you, Juventini, okay, in the comment section. So get your thoughts, opinions, questions, anything in here on the comment section, and let's mix it up. And of course, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Until tomorrow, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.